Hi everyone, this is Praveen Dure from Dice University, and in today's video we are going to talk about the introduction of Ad Operator Push Traffic Network tutorial. Let's go. Welcome to today's video everybody. In today's video we are going to take a look at the Ad Operator Push Traffic Network. So what is actually an ad operator? So before we talk about ad operator, you should actually know everything regarding push ads or push notification already. Push notification actually arrived in the industry somewhere around 2017, late 2017, and it was like at the peak of their journey in the late of 2018 and early of 2019, and then it started to slow down, but a lot of people are still using the push notification. And the ad operator is one of the ad networks that have adopted this ad format, and they are actually steadily growing. They provide a self-service platform where you can actually go ahead and purchase web push traffic from any geos, and this ad network has over than 100 million impressions daily, with 90% from Android and the rest of them from desktop. So basically the next question that you will be asking me is actually, what does this ad operator offers? Is it very different from others, or is it very similar from a normal ad network? So when it comes to what does the ad operator offers, they provide a large inventory of legit publisher sites from different niches for push traffic. You'll be able to use the CPC bidding model for your campaign within this particular range, and it's possible to precisely target the people who you think who are likely to convert. You can use special filters that they have, like whitelist, blacklist. I won't call it special, actually common filters that they have. Whitelist, blacklist, IP, mobile operator targeting, and all this kind of stuff. And you can also see all that inside their dashboard itself, where they do have an internal tracker to do all the stuff for them. So basically that's a brief introduction about ad operator, but let's see what ad operator has to say about itself in the website itself. So this is actually the homepage of ad operator. Personally, the homepage is actually pretty short, and I really think that the homepage is actually very neatly done. So there's a lot of other informations which is not useful. There's limited information. I won't say that it's actually a lot of information which is useful, but I would say that there's limited information that you can actually go ahead and use. So what they actually say is they are actually a push ad platform. So it's a convenient self-serve DSP for advertisers and affiliate marketers. Over here, what advertising in push message can do. So they talk about push notification in general. So they're actually telling you that push notification has higher user engagement. 85% publishers choose push advertisement, 100% real clicks, and viewability. So what is ad operator for advisors? For advertisers like you and me, we are media buyers and we are considered as advertisers. So what ad operator has to offer as for an advertiser like us? So they do have a huge subscriber base, they have advanced targeting, all verticals are allowed: e-gaming, Nutra, games, dating, sweepstakes. So no hidden fee as well. So these are common stuff, guys. So there's nothing much, pretty much unique regarding the ad operator. So most of it are common stuff. Ad operator platform advantage: no overspend, CPC from 0.005, fast approval. You can start your ad campaign within 5 minutes. Wow. So that's something which is good. That's something which I think would be a plus point for ad operator, because everything else looks pretty common. So that's actually a plus point for ad operator, where your campaign can actually be approved within 5 minutes. So the only stuff that actually can do this that I know is propeller ads and zero bucks. So if really ad operator can do this in 5 minutes, then that's a huge plus point. So their successful partners are actually GameLoaf, a big company, Ad Combo, Mosabi, AliExpress. Wow, Alibaba's AliExpress, 1xBet. So they do have successful partners with big companies, eBay. I don't need to say how big is eBay. Lazada is a huge e-commerce store. So they are actually based in Cyprus, as you can see over here. Like I always tell you, most of the ad networks are based in Cyprus, Panama, Belarus, because these are the countries which has a very low taxation law. So the purpose of their base there is mostly because of taxation. So you have to know that. And over here, if you scroll up, you can actually see that they have a separate section for both advertisers and publishers. And as well as, before we go and see regarding the advertiser and publisher, let's go ahead and check out their referral program. So they do have a referral program, and their referral program is actually quite huge. It's 10% commission. So there's no ad network that I've seen that gives a commission more than 5%. But with Ad Operator, it's 10% of revenue given for lifetime. So this is actually a huge advantage of Ad Operator as well. So I think this is also their selling point, where the commission is 10%, not 5%, not 3%. Most of the networks that I know actually offers 3%. Some of them offers 5%, but 10%, nothing. Ad Operator is 10%. So basically that's about it, guys. So you can actually go ahead and sign up into the Ad Operator, or let us just go ahead and see the advertiser section and see if there are any more news regarding the advertising section, which is our section. So push notification, blah blah blah. What is push notification? How does push notification works? So there are steps over here, how web advertising looks like in push notification support on web, blah blah blah. So basically that's nothing much, guys. So why do you choose Ad Operator? Simple registration, worldwide audience, CPA goal, interesting user interface, live support, fastest and friendly loyalty program, 10% referral. As you can see, this is actually a big plus point, guys. So basically that's about it, guys. So you can actually go ahead and sign up into the Ad Operator. I've already signed up into the Ad Operator, so I'm just going to log in into my account. So let's go ahead and log in and look at our Ad Operator account. So this is how your dashboard of Ad Operator looks like once you have actually logged in into your account. So basically on the top right is your profile, your notification, message, and your account balance. We have 0 account balance because we have not added any account with the Ad Operator yet. Definitely we're going to add some accounts with Ad Operator soon. But before that, let's take a look left hand side over here, where you can actually see a lot of section for the Ad Operator. So the first section is dashboard, which is this one, where you can actually go ahead and see the statistic. If there's a campaign running, as per my understanding, if there's a campaign running, then there would be a statistics available over here, which you can actually go ahead and see. Since there's no campaign running, so that's where it actually says start your first campaign. So there's 3 steps: add campaign first, and then tell me about yourself. Oh my god. And then make deposit. Usually it should actually go vice versa. It should actually make a deposit first, and then you tell them about yourself, and then you add a campaign. But this is actually kind of different. So I don't know, this is the way they move it, I think. So you can actually go ahead and check out the other sites first. So before we go into the create campaign section, which we are going to create our campaign, we are going to go into the different sections. So first is the campaign manager. So when you go to campaign manager, you can actually see the campaigns that you're running. Since we are not running any campaigns, it's empty. And you can also see the IP list. You can actually add IP list. You can add an IP list over here. And then what you can actually do is, when you're creating a campaign, definitely you can go ahead and add this IP list, whether you want to blacklist it or whether you want to whitelist it. Totally depends on what you want to do. Then the next section would be the report manager. This is basically totally on their internal tracking software itself. So you can actually track your campaign by date, by campaign. There's no tracking over here, but then what is there is impression clicks, click-through rate, conversion, CPC. So basically nothing big in their internal tracking. They don't have sufficient details as well. So definitely if you're using ad operator, I would not trust the ad operator's internal tracking fully, because there's no much details that you can actually use to optimize your campaign. So how do you want to, this kind of details are usually used to optimize your campaign, but with this thing, what you can optimize, I don't think you can optimize much. So definitely you will be needing an external tracking software. And when you talk about external tracking software, definitely volume is something that you should come into your mind the moment you think about external tracking software. Volume is the external tracking software that we from Dice University highly recommend, as well as personally I've used Volume in many occasions and I love volumes. There's so much details, so much in-depth details that you can actually go ahead and use for your own campaign optimization, as well as the support for Volume is superb. You can actually go ahead to Google Volume and check out their reviews themselves. The reviews will speak for themselves. That is how good Volume is. So coming back to our topic right now, so I will not trust definitely I'm not going to trust these details. These are the details that I cannot optimize my campaign. So I'm just going to use an external tracking software if you're using an ad operator as your traffic source. So the next one would be the budget manager, where you can actually see your billing history. So we don't have any billing history because we have not done anything from the finance side. But there's also an add fund section where you can actually go ahead and add some fund. But before adding your fund, you need to complete your profile first. So let me just go ahead and complete my profile very fastly, and I'll get back to this adding fund. So I have actually successfully updated my profile. So once I updated my profile, I can actually go ahead and add some funds. So they're actually following the exact step that they told just now. The first step, create your campaign first and then fill up your information and then go and add fund. So when you're adding fund, there's like 4 or 5 methods available: Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, Paxum, e-payments, bank transfer, and coupon. So coupon is not a payment method. It's usually if you have any discount, anything. So there's only like 5 methods available. So when you talked about Visa and MasterCard, so the minimum deposit is $50. Maximum deposit is $500 only. So for PayPal, the minimum deposit is $50. So the commission, most of the commission fees are paid by ad operator itself. So there's no payment fee for yourself, which is actually pretty great feature, guys. It might look a very simple feature for you, but this feature is not available in many ad networks. And personally, until now, what I've seen with ad operators, I've not seen a highlight with ad operators. The only biggest highlight that I've seen with ad operators currently is this particular thing, that you don't have any payment fee when you're using Visa, MasterCard, ad operators, PayPal, ad operators. Paxum, they do have a payment fee, which is okay, since if you're using Paxum, then you should not be awarded with this privilege. But the minimum deposit is $50 as well. So e-payments, no commission paid by ad operators. So the minimum deposit $50. Wire transfer or bank transfer, definitely you need to go ahead and pay a payment fee. This is depending on your bank. So the minimum deposit is $500. So basically you can actually use this and use this particular advantage where you can actually reduce on the commission fee, which is a big thing if you ask me. Even though if you are only having like a 4% commission or a 5% commission, trust me, if you are putting like $10,000, $20,000, that 5% is going to be a big amount. So this is something that I really think that you should consider. So the next section would be the referral section. So like I told you, the referral section is also one of the highlights. I forgot about the referral section just now. So the highlights that they have is their commission. There's no commissions when you're adding fund, as well as the referral program, which is 10%. That's crazy, guys. That's really crazy. So over here you can actually go ahead to the support section when there's a lot of FAQs, which is a very normal thing, and then there's a user manual as well on how you can actually go ahead and use the campaign. So there's step-by-step way on how you can actually create your campaign, how to use campaign managers and all this kind of stuff. So the last part would be the issue tickets on the support side. So you can actually go ahead and ask any questions you want regarding billing, profile optimization, new ideas, and then you can just go ahead and create a ticket. Or you can just go to their live chat over here and talk to their team. Their team is actually online. You can see who's online and you can talk to their team if they are online. So this is actually the rate card. So the rate card is actually the rate of each country. So basically you can actually use this if you're beginning a campaign. You have no knowledge on the countries, what is the CPC of the countries that you would be. So since I'm from Malaysia and I've been running a lot of campaigns in Malaysia, I know the CPC should be somewhere around 0.02 or 0.01. So that usually would be the CPC. But definitely, even though you are experienced, you can actually use this rate card to see the rates for other countries that you have not explored yet. And the last section would be the what's new, which is the news section basically. So they name it as what's new. So it's a news section where there's a constant update. So the last update was on February 16, 2020, which means that they are still up to date with the trend. Everything looks good. You can actually follow them with Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, as well as Instagram. So now let's go to the most important part when we're describing or reviewing an ad network. Personally, I think that that's the most important part, which is building your campaign. So when you go ahead and press create your campaign, you can actually create push, pop under, or native. So we are going to go ahead and create a push campaign. So everything is actually in one page, which is very, very easy. And if you're a beginner affiliate marketer or a beginner media buyer, I think this is actually a very, very convenient thing for you. So let's go ahead and do it. So let's go test. So tracking URL, we're going to take a URL from ClickBank and paste it over here. So in this tracking URL, you can either put an offer URL itself, or you can put your landing page URL. It's either can be just your landing page URL or the landing page URL which you have already integrated with your external tracking software. So I'm just going to put my offer URL for the purpose of this video, offer URL from ClickBank. So let me just put it over here. So next one would be the push notification title, push notification description, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can actually upload an icon and an image. So icon, let's just see whether they have a sizing over here. Wow. So after so long, I'm actually seeing, let's see for the big image. So they are very strict in their size and they do not have a picture editor within this particular software itself. So basically everything is like a very basic stuff. So they don't have a picture editor. So don't worry if you're stuck here. All you got to do is go to canva.com. So this is actually canva.com. Canva is actually a software which is made for people without any designing background to design anything in the world. So it makes your life much more easy. So we can actually use Canva to resize any image. So once you're in Canva, you go ahead, create a design, press custom dimension and go back and see what is the dimension, 192, 192. So I'm going to just go now 192, 192. And then you can go ahead and press create design. I've already uploaded my picture, I think, over here. So I'm just going to take my picture and resize it over here. So I'm going to save this. So it's that easy to do stuff with Canva. That's why I always recommend Canva. And now you can actually go ahead and upload this image that I've actually did with Canva. So yep, it's uploaded. As you can see in Android, this is how it looks. In Windows, how it looks. So we're going to do that with Canva as well for the image, the whole main image itself. So the main image is 400 times 300. So we're going to go 400 times 300. Then we're going to press create design. And then we're going to do the image that we have already uploaded previously. Wow. Set. I want to make my picture a little bit clear. Can I do that? Yes, definitely I can do that with Canva because Canva makes your life much more easy. So we're going to download this. And then I'm going to paste this over here. And then everything looks pretty neat. So they do have a preview, and the good part is they do have a preview for Windows as well as for Android as well. So everything looks nice. Everything looks very, very neat. So let's go to the budget section. The next section is the budget section. So the budget, total budget of the campaign is $100. Daily budget is $10. clicks per IP, which is a very good feature that they do have. I think that everything was very, very basic when it comes to the ad operator. Like everything is a very simple and basic stuff, but except for the clicks per IP is something very interesting. You know what clicks per IP means? It means, for example, I'm using IP, right? So my IP should be only be the same. I can actually mask my IP by VPN or all this stuff. But let's just say I'm doing it legitly. So I'm not masking or anything. I'm having an IP and then I'm actually clicking on the offer link. And then what happens is I cannot click on the offer link again because I have actually limited over here. The clicks per IP is only 1. So if actually I put 3 over here, I think the minimum is 3. No, the minimum is 1. So if I put 3 over here, I am from this particular IP, which let's just say the IP is XXX. So I am from this XXX IP. I can actually click on that particular offer URL for 3 times only. And then after that, I will not be able to click on that particular offer, which is a pretty great feature that they have. Even though everything is basic, they do have this particular thing, which is pretty interesting. And then default CPC over here, just going to place a CPC for Malaysia. If you have no idea the CPC of your country, you can actually go ahead and see it in the rate card available. And the next section is the traffic distribution, whether it's normal. You can either do it evenly or you can do it as soon as possible. So you're going to do it evenly. So here comes the targeting section. So the location that we're going to target is Malaysia. So let's go ahead and choose Malaysia. So we have targeted Malaysia. Operating system, Windows, Mac. Oh, it's actually pretty simple, right? Pretty basic. So let's go to advanced targeting. Maybe there's something here. So no, it's only about carriers, cities. So you can actually go ahead and choose cities. So you can actually do Selangor. So you can actually do Selangor over here. You can use language as well. So English is not there. That's sad. How can English is not there when it comes to language? Well, that's something very weird. English is not there when it comes to language. So pretty much what they have with their targeting is something which is very, very basic, guys. Very, very basic. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but if you're an experienced media buyer or affiliate marketer, you definitely want something more than this. You don't want to have this kind of very, very basic type of targeting, but everything looks pretty basic with the ad operator. So let's just proceed further. And you remember we was creating an IP list just now. So this is where you can actually go ahead and upload your IP list. And once you upload your IP list over here, you can add your IP list, whether you want it to be a blacklisted or a whitelist IP list. And over here is where you can actually set the timing. You can do all week, you can do working days, you can do weekends, or you can choose a specific time that you want it to run. So this is how it works. So, or you can just leave it like how it is. So let's just do working days, for example. And then the next section would be the conversion tracking. So this is here because they are literally telling you that their internal tracking systems suck. Just like what I told you just now itself, their internal tracking systems suck and they want you to have external tracking software. So that's why you can actually go ahead and use the conversion tracking. But surprisingly, for ad network, which is the ad operators, but surprisingly for the for something which is very basic, like I told you, ad operator provides a campaign building system, which is very basic. They do have artificial intelligence over here to optimize your campaign, where you can actually use the bid optimization campaign, which means that the ad operator will automatically optimize your bid depending on your volume and traffic. So this is actually very a basic type of AI, but they do have it, so you can actually enable this. Oh my god, sorry, temporary unenabled. So that's sad, guys. I was just like praising it, even though they was like so basic. They do have AI which you can actually make to optimize your campaign, but then it's temporary unavailable, which is very sad. So you can't do anything much here. So basically it's a waste. So that function was deleted. Just delete that function from your head, guys. So the last one would be sub ID optimization. Like I told you, once you upload your IP list, you can actually choose whether you want to blacklist it or whitelist it. And basically that's it, guys. All you got to do is just hit the create button, and like what they say, they are very fast. They claim to be very fast in approving a campaign, and they say that they can actually approve the campaign within 5 minutes. Like I told you, I've never seen an ad network which does that other than Propeller Ads and Zero Park. So if they can actually do that, they do have a very good feature there. So basically, when you talk about the pros on the ad operator, I would highly say that their approval process, which they claim to be very fast, and then their referral program, which is 10%, which is huge. No any other ad network will actually allow 10% referral program except ad operator, as far as I know. So that's basically their plus point. And also when they're building the campaign, they do have a clicks per IP, which are also what I think is their plus point. So other than that, ad operator is a very, very basic type of ad network, guys. So even when you're creating a campaign, it's very basic. You need to use Canva to resize, so there's no resizing, but the preview is all good. So it's actually very, very basic, which is not bad, guys. So if you're actually a beginner affiliate marketer or a beginner media buyer, you can definitely go ahead and use the ad operator. There is no fault in that. It's actually pretty simple and pretty straightforward and pretty basic. But when you are a little bit experienced, then definitely you want something more. You want more targeting option, you want more feature, you want a working AI. You don't want a non-working AI. So you want all this kind of stuff. So what I would highly recommend is, if you're a beginner, then ad operator is something that you should definitely go ahead and try. But if you're an experienced affiliate marketer or media buyer, definitely there's a lot of other ad networks that you can actually go ahead and try if you compare them to the ad operator. So have a thought on this. Definitely it will click something in your head. And make sure, even though if you're a beginner affiliate marketer or a beginner media buyer and you want to use ad operator, make sure to have an external tracking link, because personally I think that their internal tracking link as well as their internal tracking software, as well as the detail the internal tracking software provide, is super garbage. It's not useful at all to optimize your campaign. So even though you're a beginner, definitely external tracking software is well needed when you're using ad operator. So basically that's about it in today's video. I think I've covered a lot in today's video. I really hope that today's video was beneficial for you, and I really hope that you could actually use the information from today's video to judge the ad operator for yourself and to decide whether you want to go ahead and use the ad operator or not. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I'll be seeing you in the next one, but before I go,
allow me to introduce the Dice University Forum. Whether you are trying to make your first conversion on ClickBank or scale your campaigns to 6 figures, the Dice University Forum offers you exactly what you need, like high-quality landing page templates, detailed case studies, and exclusive discounts. The forum has no outdated information. All resources inside are from campaigns that are running right now. Do you want to learn from super affiliates? Check the link in the description and sign up today.